So we're here on Calypso, and I thought we would try and take on these Cornundacauda, whatever. I don't even know how to pronounce that. We'll pretend I came close. Um, and I thought we'd just do a little bit of a codex hunt. And I think it looks like we can do it with that same rifle. They don't seem to hit too hard, especially with the armor. They don't regenerate too bad either. And so I don't really know too much about these monsters. I haven't hunted them before, really, as you can tell, because I have a rank 1 codex. Well, we see that Gibnib again. We're just going to power bomb it with the pyro chip. Might be a little underpowered for this. Let's take a look. I think we're just going to whip out this other slightly bigger gun. And we're going to see how much of this codex we can rip out in a small little hunt today. We're going to go ahead and take a skill pill because we're going to want some extra skills. I wasn't messing around with that Gibnib. But we do have a 25% skill bonus on this, so we're going to burn out that, because the pistol's a BLP, and so we'll only get the extra skill gain if I stick on the rifle for the next, I think it was 4 minutes or so. And so we're going to stick on that, take the extra little bit of skills, hopefully. And then we'll switch back to that pistol and work forward a little bit. And you can tell these don't regenerate super fast. In Ambulamax, they are not. Which is good, so it allows us to get away with using a lower DPS gun. With high regeneration, you really have to counteract that. Or you're dumping a lot more per mob than the hit points would otherwise indicate. And so far, nothing special. There were some reasonably, like, rare guns that have dropped off these in the past. Um, I assume that they dropped off the Stalker or one of the higher maturity mobs. Uh, no guarantee. It could have dropped off one of these young ones. It could have just been a super lucky hit. But so there are a couple of rares. They were listed as extremely rare drops that were really nice. The rest seemed relatively mediocre. We can use the thyroid oil if we want for some crafting. I don't know, these I think this rifle is actually not too badly suited for these. Maybe I won't use the pistol. Maybe I'll save the pistol for when we do something like the snark snots or whatever they're called. Um, or the merps. Oh, they were called the snark snot. I thought I was just misremembering it, making some stuff up. Oh, they're a lot lower. Maybe we should just use, I mean, hit point wise. Maybe we will switch to the pistol. These are the higher hit point ones out of the next few hunts that we're likely to go on. So as soon as this skill thing's down, we're gonna switch her back probably. We're slowly starting to get up there. Almost getting qualified to be able to use that level 40, that LR40 from the Amatrax line. Here before too long, it kind of turns into the Cambibo section. And so I'm trying to stay on this side so we can get a few codex ranks of this monster and get a little bit better sample of their loot. Oh, alright, we're gonna switch into the pistol now. I kind of want a little bit faster kills. Which is nice because we're getting a little tighter grouping of them too. They got a little bit of an aggro range, it seems. I mean, not amazing, but which is good for us. Didn't even notice that when I targeted it, that it was a Gibnib at first. know what I should have done is probably went and seen what the daily hunt mission was. And that's how I'm dealing with those from here on out. Absolute overkill. Well, that's a provider. That's a little higher level one. It's a little harder too. The reason I'm overkilling them is because I hate chasing after them. Like as soon as you shoot them, they run off. Well, that wasn't a bad hit. All right, well, let's see what we got there. We like Dex, I think. Yeah, I should probably heal a little bit, I suppose. I'm getting really good codex. That was 1.5%, I think. And so we're looking at less than 100 kills. So the loot doesn't look especially great, but the flip side to that is that that's yeah, not messing with you. But the codex is going up pretty quickly since we haven't hunted these in the past. Which means we'll get some stat boosts, jump ups, which we like. We already got one. We're 40% through to the next one. And that's just because these low level ranks go so quickly. They thought they was going to sneak up on me, but the radar revealed them. Nothing amazing there. Good news is we're building up our oil collection for these animal oils. We got eye oil and muscle oil earlier. Now we're getting some thyroid oil. We'll get some more muscle oil when we do a couple of these other hunts later. Just because I'm planning on taking on some Cambibos, some Kerberos, um, stuff like that. A couple other things in that level range, which I expect to drop muscle oil for us. I'm also kind of grateful for these creatures because it allows us to break these Cyrenian guns I picked up. And on Cyrene, they were really underpowered for almost everything. Um, and then for the small stuff I was taking on, they were actually overpowered. And so I was in this weird middle zone. was 2.5%. No, 1.5. So yeah, we're gonna cruise through this um, rank 2 of this codex as well, it looks like. We might have to stop and heal at some point for a quick sec, but seems to be plenty mobs out here. We churn through them relatively quickly. And we get a fair amount per kill. I wish I had a better use for this thyroid oil. Instead, we're gonna have to find a use for it, or it'll just end up being cash fodder, terminal fodder. And they seem to kind of have made hides in general pretty rare. I don't know why that looked different. It looked like a, because the angle of the tail, it kind of just looked like a human or a robot there for a second. And I was like, oh, what do we run into next? Nothing. Just my paranoia, apparently. So how much thyroid oil have we really gotten? Oh, that's a fair amount. I mean, not for doing like a mega run, a craft run, but just like in general, it's an okay amount. Now let's get our gun back out, because I didn't hotkey that one. And let's keep pushing forward so we can get another codex rank. And 1/5 of an attribute rank. I was not chasing that one all over the place. Well, I guess I should have looked first. Oh, he jammed me? Oh, I think I just criticaled him. Yep, I like it. No more running. Well, since we're that close to these guys, we'll just start taking these guys on. We still got about 26% of a challenge to go. Well, a little bit of a slight jog, we'll say, to the next grouping here. It looks like there's another Gibnib there. We'll have to bust out the cannon for him. Nice, let's take that reward. It's not going to be much, but we'll take it. Then we're going to take this gun out and start popping these guys again. And I'll slowly work backwards to that other Gibnib corpse. So this has been good because I would never actually go hunt those Gibnibs, I don't think. They're kind of annoying. You're overkilling every single one. And so the fact that they're out here, I get to pull that up a little bit without worrying about, well, it's free attribute stuff. But a hunt that would be annoying enough, I would never actually want to go do it. These, on the other hand, are pretty chill. Kind of fun to do. this one should be the last one for these Cornundacaudas to get us up to finish out this rank 2 on this codex. And there it is. We got a bunch of thyroid oil today, some animal oil, hide, a lot of shrapnel it looks like. Not much anything else on this particular one. Let's see what our reward is. Yeah, we're gonna go with this dexterity again. I'm liking that right lately. Anyway, this is gonna conclude our Cornundacauda challenge hunt today. I still have trouble saying that. Hope everyone's having an amazing day. Stay epic.